Representative Foster.
Hi, thank you so much for speaking and sharing your expertise with us today. I think this is such a critically important issue, and knowing that we're making a fully informed, evidence-based decision that can save lives is really important. In preparation for the meeting today, I was reminding myself about the tremendous amount of evidence that supports that QPR is an evidence-based prevention program. And I was surprised that since the last time I've read that literature, that there is actually a tremendous amount of body that people who are trained in QPR feel more equipped and emotionally supported and safer in handling and interacting with folks who are struggling with suicidal ideations or considering an attempt. And so I'm curious if you could speak for us to know also the evidence-based benefit that goes to the community of both those trainers and those who would be trained to prevent suicide, since there is this evidence to support that it also helps the trainers and those who are trained feel safer, secure, and be more mentally well off in the event of tragedy or coming close to tragedy.
Yes, thank you for the question. I think it really boils down to what we know, because we're talking about people's lives, is that frequently people get really uncomfortable about whether or not they feel qualified to intervene to save somebody's life. QPR, the magic of it, if you will, is really very basic. And I would suggest if any of you have not participated, I'd encourage you to do so. The magic of it is to be comfortable just asking somebody who may be appearing to you to be struggling, and to be able to come right out and ask, are they concerned? Are they considering killing themselves, taking their own lives, or harming themselves? So it's really helping people become comfortable with that and figuring out how it is to just come right out and ask and offer support and assistance. And then just really simply walking them through the steps of don't leave the person alone, and hand them off to somebody who's ready to walk with them and until they're safe. So that's really where the comfort level comes from. And it's actually really designed to help people practice that. And then lastly, I would say it's kind of one of those things that the backdrop of the world today, it's actually kind of refreshing, because in suicide prevention, we use the term gatekeeper. And basically we say we're all brothers and sisters in life, and we should be caring about one another and watching out for one another. And if you see somebody who's struggling, even a stranger, reach out and ask. And we have had many stories from trainers, and Tom Steena's schedule later on as master trainers often shared stories of people using this in the grocery store following the training. So it works, and it's helpful, and it makes people competent and confident in order to be able to intervene.
And if I may, Madam Chair, a follow-up question. So I know that following suicides in folks' communities, that there's often this sense of, could I have done more? Should I have done this? But this gives people the tools preemptively to know what is the correct evidence base. So this is real effective intervention. So perhaps there would be less people not only living with the loss, but perhaps less living with that tremendous burden of regret and fear of what could have been done differently.